Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Starting the show a little differently today. I'm starting the show in the kitchen because later, Abby and I have some very special guests joining our chat. So our kids are here. They have off school today. They're here. We're going to have some fun with them. So I'm pretty excited. We also have a Food Network tailgating champion here to show us some amazing food for the big game. But first, I want to get into my recipe. This recipe that I'm going to do today that I want you to make for the big game this weekend is very near and dear to my heart. I've been making it for, oh my gosh, about 12, 13 years, ever since I was pregnant. This is one of those weird pregnancy cravings that I made, and then I made it for my husband, and he said this is the best thing you've ever done. So I'm going to show you how to make my crispy mashed potato tacos with a homemade tomatillo salsa. Let's get rolling. First of all, if you've never worked with tomatillos before, they're those beautiful, husky, green, like little tomato looking things that you see at the grocery store. And you usually find them over by the jalapenos and the garlic, and all you're gonna do if you've never worked with them before, you're just gonna give them a peel, take that husk off, and they're a little sticky. They almost feel like they have a little bit of a syrup on them, so get them in some water. They rinse off really, really easily. So I've already had a couple peeled here for you, but I'm gonna go ahead and just show you these last two. Tomatillos, I do not love raw. There are several recipes in the world that use raw tomatillos, but for me, when they're roasted or heated in any way, they are so much more delicious. So all you're gonna do is give them a little wipe down, and we're gonna make an oven roasted salsa right now. So we're gonna go ahead and just cut these in half, and you can see the inside here. They look like a tomato, a juicy little green tomato, but so much better when they're cooked. So I'm gonna cut all of these in half. These have been rinsed, ready to go. Couldn't be easier. This is one of those recipes, though, that if it makes your life easier just to get a jar of green tomatillo salsa, zero judgment. I've done it many times. All right, once these are cut up, I have about a pound of tomatillos. The next thing we're gonna do for our salsa is an onion. I usually do a half an onion, but this one's pretty small, so I'll do the whole thing. And I'm just gonna cut it into chunks. Just need to chunk it up, because all we're gonna do is roast this, get a little color on it. Another way you can make this salsa is to put it all in a blender, zhuzh it up, and just cook it down in a pan. But to me, when you roast something at a high heat, I have 425 degrees going over here, it's gonna get nice and caramelized and softened, and all the sugars are gonna come out, and it's delicious. 2 cloves of garlic, toss them on. Now, how spicy do you like it? That's the question. I have a huge jalapeno here. What I'm gonna do for this one, I'll either do 2 small ones or 1 big one. I'm gonna do a big one. Now, all of the spice is right there in the white part. I'm going to leave it. This is a judgment call. You do you. You wanna take it out, go ahead if you don't like a lot of spice. I'm gonna leave it, but when I blend it, I'll start it with 1, and then I'll add the other one. Hit it with a little salt and pep and oil. And I'm gonna roast this at a nice high heat. And I already have one ready to go for you. Take a look at. All right, that's exactly what I am looking for. Look at this. These have gotten soft and caramelized and beautiful. These jalapenos have gotten nice and brown. The onions have softened up. And then the big garlic cloves are nice and soft, but they didn't burn because I used some big garlic cloves. So how easy is that? This is so easy to make salsa. Let's get it in the blender. So this is a salsa I use constantly for anything you want. Doesn't have to just be for these tacos. Anytime you use salsa for anything, use this. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just carefully get it all in my blender. There we go. It's one of the reasons I use parchment, because that was so easy. Let me get this out of the way. All right, now we gotta add a little freshness into this, all right? I wanna go ahead and add in cilantro. Now, when you're cooking with cilantro, most herbs you have to pick the leaves off. You do not pick the leaves off of cilantro. Working in LA for 20 years, I will tell you, they let me know immediately that that's where the flavor comes from, are the stems. So don't spend your time picking every leaf. Get it in there. I just do a handful. When you look at my recipe online, which of course you can find online, I just said handful. Start small, use more if you want to. And then also, we want some fresh lime juice in here. Let's see, do I have any tongs over here? We love a citrus squeezer around here, but We love the tongs too. The tong trick is always a good trick. Give that a good squeeze. I'm gonna do 2. I like this very bright, especially because it's going into mashed potatoes. There we go. And then a little bit of cumin. We love some cumin. Let's get that in there. Let's give this a blend. A little salt and pep too. On the side here, I've got some mashed potatoes. Just good old mashed potatoes. Notice I did put both jalapenos in here, by the way. I'm going big today. It's big game weekend. All right, we got to taste it. MITG, make it taste good. Just because that's my recipe doesn't mean that's how you're going to like it. So taste it, see what you think. Please don't be spicy. Please don't be too spicy. I'm on live TV. It's so delicious. It's bright, it's spicy. That cilantro just melds in, so if you're scared of people who don't like cilantro, it's not overly done, and that brightness of the lime juice just wakes it all up. Let's make some tacos. So, got a couple things here. We got mashed potatoes. That's the star of our show. Now, we've also got some freshly shredded pepper jack, Monterey Jack, get whatever cheese you like. Get some sort of jack cheese, whatever you like. And then I'm gonna do my salsa. So all we're gonna do here, should I just put in the, I'll just do it right in here. We're gonna make a lot of these today because when the buzz around here was that I'm making fried mashed potato tacos, a lot of people were very excited about it, so I'm just gonna make a huge pot. I'm gonna take my salsa, add it right to your mashed potatoes. And these are just normal mashed potatoes. Butter, salt, pepper. Let's get a little cheese in there too, melting in. This is one of those recipes you can't mess up. And what I love about this recipe too, if you have people coming to your house for the big game, it can be gluten-free because we have corn tortillas. So a gluten-free one. It's vegetarian, so you don't need to worry about that. You got 2 people knocked off your list there if you have any allergies in your house. And if you really wanted to get into it, you could go vegan and use a vegan cheese in here and call it a day. So something for everybody. All right, we're gonna taste it again. MITG, do we love it? Do we love it? That's all we're looking for. Try it, do you love it? I'm turning on my heat here. Give me 1 second to get this going. Come on, honey. Even my stove is like, it's Friday, I'm not in the mood. Who wants to see Sarah? Who wants to see Sarah? She looks great today. Sarah? Wait, I might have gotten it. But they can still see you. Look how cute she looks today. I got it, here we go. All right, so now let's taste this and see how we feel about it. It should be spicy and cheesy, but like comfort food. It's good. I can use a little more. I want some more flavor in there. Sometimes I'll save this stuff on the side for dipping or add it to a little sour cream to get like a nice little creme for it. But I'm gonna add a little bit more. While I'm doing that, my pan's gonna heat up with a high heat oil. So I'm using a vegetable oil, a canola oil would work great. And I'm not lightly coating the pan. We're frying, honey. We're frying. Get some oil in there. All right, now this is looking right. Now you might be looking at me going, I don't feel that's cheesy enough. Don't worry. We're gonna hit it with some more cheese. That's how we go around here. All right, we're gonna start with some flour tortillas. Now I like to use the street size because that way they're little and handheld. And if a lot of people are bringing food for the big game, this way they're not stuck with a humongous, looking quesadilla. So let's go ahead, grab a clean spoon here. So all you're gonna do, get some of that salsa mashed potatoes on here. Oh, see a little of that caramelization right there from the veggies. So good. Get some more cheese on there because we just want to. Give it a flat smash. You want a smasher. And let's get this frying up. Woo! Let's go. Turning this down just a smidge, that's gonna go quick. Have your oven at 200 degrees, 200, 225. That way, if you just make a huge batch of them, you can keep them warm in there for like 20 to 30 minutes, so you have a whole batch ready to go, a big old tray. Flatten this up. And these are my fried mashed potato tacos. They couldn't be easier. I can already tell these are gonna need a flip. I'm gonna turn this down just a smidge. Sometimes the first one of anything you make is ugly, but that ain't ugly, honey. That's pretty. Flatten them out, nice and crispy. And what I love about this is it's just comfort food. It's the salsa, it's the cheese. The mashed potatoes get like super warm and delicious, and no one's ever mad about this. And I'm gonna make a ton of gluten-free ones because I got some gluten-free people in here today. Let's give that a turn. Yes, just be careful. Frying can get a little sketch sometimes, so just be careful if you're not used to it. Sarah, oh, look at you. Everybody needs to get a Sarah in their life. That was just delightful. I'm gonna move it to a, yeah, that's nice and crispy. I'm gonna move it to a little paper towel. And I'm gonna keep frying these up. And like I said, just to reiterate, vegetarian, they can be gluten-free, all the things. So I want you to make this and tell me how you feel about it. And if you have leftover mashed potatoes from the weekend, this is what you're making.